Have you been looking for something new to play? Cause June's been as good as any other month so far in 2025, and we're here to show you some of its finest. Here's our top 25 of June for Android and iOS. First of all, we're gonna kick off the list with Abyss of Dungeons. Imagine a medieval dungeon crawling RPG, then you throw in battle royale survival and dark fantasy vibes. That's Abyss of Dungeons. This one's just all about risk and reward. You drop into dungeons, grab loot, fight off other players, and hope you find the portal before the whole thing collapses and you lose all the loot. There are 6 classes you can choose from. It's got PvP and PvE that's really intense, especially when other players start turning greedy. And yeah, you can squad up with friends and dive into guild wars as well. It's fast, brutal, and super addicting. It's like PUBG met Diablo in a dungeon, and it works. With that being said, Darkest Days just hit mobile, and it is legitimately one of the better zombie shooters out there right now. Like, you're roaming a huge world, looting, shooting, and trying to build a base without getting wiped out. It's kind of like Project Zomboid meets State of Decay, but way more action-packed and made for your phone. Combat feels solid, the vehicle squad options add some depth, and yeah, it's got bugs, random crashes, and some weird sim glitches, but it's free to play and still super fun. You can hop in solo or squad up, but beware, this game doesn't hold your hand. If you like survival shooters, give it a shot. Number 3, Etheria Restart just launched as well, and it is a tactical RPG set in this digital world where human minds have been uploaded. The story is like, things go pretty bad very fast when this virus corrupts the AI companions, and now it's up to you to fight back. You're gonna be building a team of these anime-style heroes, each with their own abilities, of course, and using a mix of turn-based strategy and real-time controls. Like, there's PvE, boss fights, dungeons, and a full PvP arena, if that is your thing. The game looks stunning, the style is flashy, combat feels pretty fast and smart, and there's a lot of variety in how you build your team. It's out now on mobile and PC. Check it out, it's already downloaded nearly 1 million times. At number 4, Subnautica just hit mobile, and look, it's a full game. You crash on this alien planet's ocean, and basically everybody wants to eat you. It's a survival sandbox game, but it's underwater and way more chill than it sounds until it's not anymore. You're gathering materials, crafting subs, building underwater bases, and just diving into the deep to figure out what went wrong. Controls are touch friendly, visuals are solid, and it actually runs well if your device can handle it. There's a full story if you want it, but you can also just explore and vibe. For $9 that it's asking for, the mobile version, it's kind of a steal if you're into survival games with serious atmosphere. Just watch your oxygen. At number 5, we have Pudgy Party, which is a battle royale game, definitely inspired by the Fall Guys, except it's just packed with penguins. It's the same wacky obstacles and non-stop fun. Like, over 20 players stumble through these icy maps, race in, dungeon, and survive in these ridiculous challenges to be the last one waddling. You can customize your Pudgy Pal with these hilarious looking customs and dive into different game modes with every season. Yeah, whether you are playing solo with friends, every match feels like a fresh dose of madness. It's pretty fun, fast, and all about basically slipping. Talk about gems. Come to mention, Agent 47 is back. And this time, regardless of the full game, you can actually test the waters before diving into a kill list. Like, Hitman Blood Money Reprisal now lets you try the first mission for free, giving you a taste of one of the series' most iconic entries here. From stealthy disguises to just carefully planned accidents, every level in this game is a sandbox of murder and mayhem. The mobile version runs pretty surprisingly smooth and keeps it all the tactical freedom we all love about the game. Whether you are new here or a longtime fan like myself or revisiting the whole thing, it's a pretty smart way to step into the Hitman world once again. If you like it, the full game's waiting. Have you ever wanted to play as a legendary dragon who's kind of down on his luck, though? Well, in Dragon Soul Traveler here, or Soul of Dragon, you step into the shoes of this dragon. You will team up with these other princesses, then turn into dragons, and step into a whole love-filled fantasy adventure. First of all, it's a turn-based RPG. It's not fully in English yet, but it's available globally. The game itself is a kind of a laid-back idle RPG with one-tap combat, lots of flashy effects, and all the loot hunting you could even imagine while you're even asleep. You toss in some voice-acted characters, some strategy multiplayer battles, and summonable stuff with very unique skills, and you've got over here surprisingly chill grind with some serious charm. This game is about 5 gigabytes in size. It's rated a 4.9 on over 50,000 downloads so far in just days. Give it a shot.
This video will introduce you to the essential points of battle within Tokyo Beast.
With that being said, guys, Tokyo Beast is another RPG we've been messing around with lately, and it's a turn-based RPG in a frozen over Tokyo where you're basically scavenging, building camps, and try not to freeze. Look, the crafting system of the game is pretty solid. Managing fuel and food actually makes you think instead of just grinding all day. And what's actually cool is the battling system. You predict battle outcomes and can win real rewards, which adds a pretty neat twist. The auto battles look simple but can surprisingly get tactical, especially with all the setups. It's got weekly tournaments to keep things fresh, so if you're into casual strategy with a bit of gambling flair, this one is definitely worth a look.
What is magic all about? Deception? No, it's trust.
This has been over a year so far, but finally, if you missed it, Crystal of Atlan just dropped worldwide, and it's an MMO action RPG with over 10 different classes to choose from, and basically zero gacha. You get all the classes unlocked, no pay to win nonsense. It's just magic, punk, and clean combats, crazy combos, and some super dope graphics. Legitimately. Although it's a big game, it takes you about 15 gigabytes, and to say the least of it, this game's got mad potential and quality. The atmosphere, the story, the PvPs, the dungeons, it's all pretty much perfection. If you're into deep customization and skill combos, Crystal of Atlan is one of the best games you can try right now. Just like Hitman Blood Money Reprisal, we've got over here Wreckfest Try and Buy version as well. If you missed out on its release lately, Wreckfest Try and Buy here gives you a rather wild taste of the whole thing with no rules and just tons of destructions. You can play the demo since a few days ago and see if it is even for you to purchase. The game itself, if you missed it, is a racing classic. It's all about just smashing old school cars into brutal races and some demolition derbies. You can upgrade everything, add armor, tweak engines, or go full tank mode. This game's physics make every crash feel real, and with challenge modes like lawnmower mayhem and boss battles make it like it takes itself never serious. Try it offline, and if you like wrecking things, the full version's ready when you are. Jenny LeClue is like a cozy mystery novel you can actually play. You're this young detective in a small town full of these weirdos, secrets, and seriously shady vibes. It starts out with your mom being accused of murder, and yeah, it gets wild from there. Their art style is super charming, kinda storybook meets noir. The vibe's low-key emotional too, with the narrative who's part of the story and lets you steer how it unfolds. There's a lot of exploring in the game, clue hunting, dialogue sleuthing, but it never drags. If you're into narrative-driven games that let you dig into every corner and character, this one's a underrated gem. the name fool you here. This isn't about growing carrots. First of all, Amazing Cultivation Simulator basically drops you in the heart of Chinese old-school fantasies, where you are basically guiding a sect of spiritual cultivators on their journey to godhood. Think city-building games meet strategy RPG with some deep layers of character progression, philosophical paths, and lots of wild ways to reach enlightenment. You can create artifacts, master alchemy, or just train your disciples into immortal martial artists. It's pretty weird, it's deep, and an oddly peaceful game that slowly pulls you in. If you're after something totally different from the usual mobile games, this one is probably worth a look.
Birds will sometimes follow after great egrets as they stir up prey.
Wingspan at number 13. I'm pretty sure some of you know about this game from before. It's a board, sim, or a card game, you could say. It actually brings a pretty calm, brain-tickling bird strategy game to your phone, and it's absolutely stunning. You build up a wildlife preserve by collecting birds, hatching plants, and chaining these combos across these habitats. It's a kind of game that's pretty easy to learn, but then packed with satisfying depth, if you know what I mean. You get new birds, cool new mechanics to learn, a 2-player duet mode that adds some friendly head-to-head strategy, and the art and the soundtrack are really top tier. It's peaceful, polished, and packed with personality. Whether you're in for the solo chill or competitive part of the stuff, Wingspan is a rare bird worth catching. Coming in at number 14, it is Vampire's Fall 2. One of the best games in the list, and one that actually takes everything fans did love about the original game and then sharpens it into something even more immersive. First of all, it's an open world RPG classic where you, the protagonist, becomes a vampire early on, unlocking these powers and going with his life alternations. There's no random encounters, low loading screens, it's just seamless exploration and some smart battles right in the worldview. You're slashing with a katana, brewing up clever different builds, and this game is basically made to feel like you can make choices. It's all about choices. It's offline, it's deep, and it's absolutely worth sinking your teeth into. It's free as well. With that being said, number 15. If you're into mind-bending co-op puzzles, Parallel Experiment is a pretty fresh twist on teamwork. You and a friend, as 2 detectives trapped in a wire-looking world, are trying to stop a killer by solving over 80 different puzzles. Communication is a key, and poking or annoying your partner is actually part of the fun. The game throws in some clever minigames and some dynamic NPC interrogations to mix things up. If you enjoy the old point-and-click adventure genre, this is right up your alley. For about $7, it is tense, clever, and will definitely test your brains and your patience with friends. Have you ever thought that cave diving sounded like a terrible idea? I mean, I did. Well, Feed the Deep here turns that particular fear into a tense, atmospheric, roguelike kind of game. Like, here's the thing. You're a lone diver that's exploring an eerie underground cave system in a future where floating cities exist and the depths hide more than just the sea life. Bit by bit, you can upgrade the gear, you can push deeper and uncover these strange, hostile different creatures lurking all deep in the dark. The caverns are randomly generated, so no 2 dives are gonna feel the same, and you can play it safe or go full risk reward. With a haunting music, this one's a chill yet dangerous and worth checking out. On the other hand, guys, number 17. If fast-paced games are wearing you out, Zoom Dive here is a pretty nice change of pace. I mean, it's a casual puzzle game that invites you to slowly dive through layers of these peaceful artworks by zooming into hidden images. You know what I'm talking about. It's a pretty simple game, addictive, no timers, no ads, just a pure, relaxing test of observation. The smooth transitions and this The crisp art do make each run feel like uncovering a little visual secret, perfect for quick sessions. It's pretty good for unwinding or warming up your brain without any stress, plus it's fully offline and totally free with no annoying in-app purchases. It's a sweet little gem for puzzle lovers. Look guys, point and click horror is not exactly what we usually play or you'd expect. However, this game over here, True Fear, it actually nails that with a pretty slow burn, atmospheric vibe and a lot of charm. First of all, this is the third chapter of the game, and if you played the previous games, this one wraps up the whole story and so much more. And instead of quick scares this time, you get lots of different types of puzzles, new locations, and some creepy cinematic cutscenes that actually build tension as you explore, even though it's a hidden object looking game. If you like the first two games or cult classics like Scratches the Game, this one's right up your alley. The series usually offers a demo before you buy so you can dip your toes before committing to the whole thing. The game drops fully on July 3rd and it's available on Android and iOS.
This journey was supposed to be different. A simple mission.
With that being said, guys, I've been playing this one for a bit, and Space Squad Survival nails the whole manage your own spaceship vibe. You're juggling crew morale, upgrading your ship, and hunting alien creatures while trying not to get wiped out by these space pirates. The exploration is pretty solid, mining resources and building a base keeps it interesting. The combat's pretty simple, fun, especially when you're boarding enemy ships and grabbing loot. It's got that chill survival shooter feel without overcomplicating stuff. If you like space games with a mix of management, action, and strategy, give this one a spin. On mobile, it's low-key addictive, and it's free. Up next at number 20, we've got Silver Race, which is, first of all, it's a running game, but basically with big vehicles, and it's all about turning bus and coasters into street legends. Like, you start with iconic rides inspired by Salvadorian vehicles, and then you deck them out with LED lights, paint jobs, spoilers, and all kinds of different stuff to make it look like a beast. It's got gritty, stylish racing through local spots in El Salvador, and you can play solo or challenge friends online. Races earn you tickets to boost your ride's power and flair. It's pretty chaotic, loud, and full of style, just the way street racing should be. Reap, on the other hand, is a kind of game that starts off pretty peaceful. First of all, it's a horror sim game where you're just chopping wood, raising chickens, fishing by this lake, but then not all day. When night falls, things do get weird. The farming sim then blends cozy, rural life with all kinds of creepy horror. Like, you build a farm, then you gotta explore a hauntingly quiet village, and you gotta gather resources by the day, and then when it gets dark, it gets wacky. You gotta hide, trap, and dive into these forbidden rituals. The game is part survival, part farming, and 100% unsettling in the best way. Definitely not your usual countryside sim. Oh yeah, Pixel Demolition's just basically pure fun, 100%, wrapped in its blocky pixel art classic style. You're not just smashing stuff here, you're piloting helicopters, tanks, and even ambulances into giant pixel bosses. Every fight is just a mess of explosions, lasers, and over-the-top destruction stuff, and each boss here in the game throws something new at you. The controls are super smooth, upgrading your vehicle with better weapon makes each run more satisfying for sure. It's offline, casual, and just packed with energy. Definitely one for fans of mayhem on the go. At number 23, we've got Noob 2D platform shooter, which, I mean, the name itself speaks for itself, but it's a low-key gem if you're into side-scrolling games with some bite. It's got the classic pixel art style, but with some tight controls and a mix of shooting, jumping, and roguelike action. The story is, you're out to save your girl from a villain called the Mayor, but first, you need to find these magic boots. Yeah, it's that kind of game. Weapons you get to use do feel great, there's a decent upgrade system and boss fights that actually make you think. Lots of secret rooms, puzzles, and weird power-ups that keeps things interesting. It's offline, less than 100 megabytes, and surprisingly addictive for something so simple. Dragoneer Squad is one of those games that hooks you with its charm, before the gameplay even starts. I mean, just look at the dragon icon. Look, it's an idle RPG, obviously, and it has you building a squad of chunky little dragons, summoning legendary or mythical beasts, and just raiding dungeons all day without the grind. Battles play out in portrait mode with lots of flashy scales, upgrade paths, and class changes. It's offline friendly, and ads are optional, and it's all super laid back. Definitely one for fans of casual, loot-filled fun with adorable creatures. Number 25, it is Bodyguard Cellworks, which, here's the thing, this one turns your immune system into an all-out shooter, if that even makes sense. Like, what you're watching over here is your immune system. It's pretty weird. You play as a literal white blood cell, choosing from 3 characters with the different unique traits. Then you're gunning through endless waves of bacteria, viruses, and all kinds of enemies. It's got a story mode for a light narrative too, a endless mode for some chill grinding, and hardcore mode if you're feeling brave. The gameplay is simple, solid, but enough upgrades to keep things interesting, and it's not free, it takes you about $4. And last but not least, we've got Punk Girl, which is a over-the-top idle RPG where like cyberpunk meets street brawls and girl gangs run the city. You start with a squad of these punked out heroines, and then you gotta power them up through summons, upgrades, battles. You're gonna be crushing guild wars, dominating PvP arenas, or just watching your crew rig others while you chill. There's always progress. You know, it's an idle RPG. The game's environment, the setting is packed with style, and just violent enough to keep things interesting. If you like loud, stylish, grind-heavy games, this one's definitely got bites.